Yo, what up YouTube? It's the 29th of October 25, and I've been meaning to do an update on my new channel for pretty much since I opened it, to be honest. It's supposed to be a bit of a video log and stuff like that, so I haven't been video logging, so just a general what's been going on in my life. I've been doing a load of paperwork for my upcoming court case. I'm not going to go into any more details than that on that one. I started doing a beat competition in between, but totally didn't realise that the entry had already closed when I'd started it. So yeah, good one there, you know. But the beat itself, I'm going to continue with, because I liked the it's like a flipping competition where you take like a song that's been made in the past and you basically mash it up and make your own from it. And I liked the original track that I was sent, you know, to do it. Like I say, you know, I actually started the thing after the entry had been put in, so whether or not I've, you know, like clicked on, because the guy who runs the page basically sent me the link, so I'm assuming he must have meant to send me another one, or I've clicked on it and it's taken me to a different song or whatever. But anyway, it is what it is, and like I say, I'm going to finish the song anyway when I get some, you know, time to put more work into it, and it'll just go on my regular music channel. But I've been struggling a bit with sleep lately, right? And basically my neighbour, he's not around at the moment, he sort of comes, wakes me up and then buggers off, but he came back for a couple of weeks, totally knocked my sleep pattern when I try to do all my stuff for court, and it's, you know, I'm still trying to get my sleep pattern back into shape now. But basically, because of that, well, I'll go back a few days. I think it was earlier in the week, maybe like the 24th. I was outside having a cig, which I'm about to go and do now, and I noticed like a convoy of aircrafts right in the sky, and basically I've seen some mad stuff in the sky, but I've never seen a convoy of what I think were RAF Typhoons, but I couldn't hear anything, and they're usually quite loud, but you see, they were flying really high, and that's unusual too, because you know, military aircrafts, especially fighter aircraft, tend to fly low. But whatever they're doing at the moment, it's like, you know, they're flying really high, and I notice now we've got cloud coverage, so I won't be able to film if it's going on. But basically, yeah, so I recorded that. I've lost my lighter now, and I've still got the footage actually. I put it onto my regular channel. I just left it as unlisted on my regular channel, and sent it to a couple of friends that are into that kind of stuff. But I counted something like 22, roughly 22 typhoons altogether. I didn't manage to film all 22 because I was like mesmerised for a while watching them. But I filmed, you know, I counted about 22 roughly, and they might have been flying overhead before I noticed them as well. And just following each other, right? So I googled it, or rather I went on the RF website to figure out, you know, what were happening, or if it were being publicised on the website, and it was saying they're doing like drills with other countries or something, like some sort of military, I forget what they call them, not operations, like a drill basically. But I'm always sceptical when they say that, I'll be honest, you know, but I'm not a military person, so I can't go. I can only speculate basically. So anyway, yeah, I recorded that, put that on my channel. I even had to put different filters on. How do I explain? So I recorded it with my natural camera at first, and you could hardly see anything. And because of that, I put it in my video editing software, and then I made 3 other clips of the same footage. So on my channel, it's playing like the naked camera, how it would be, and then it's playing it through different filters. All the same pieces of video. And on a couple of them, you could, it really brought it up so you could see better. But yeah, I filmed that anyway, and then because when I googled it, it actually said this were happening on the 27th, I think. And like I say, I were actually early catching it, so they hadn't announced the date that I'd actually recorded them on. So yeah, I put that up, and then what do you call it? Yesterday, because it's now, did I say the 29th? So it must have been the 28th. About 7 o'clock at night, I noticed the same thing happening, though it were much more spaced out than before, and it was not as many aircraft, but it was same flight trajectory and all that kind of stuff, and I believe it was the same kind of aircrafts. So I did make a little bit of recording on this phone that I'm speaking on right now, but it weren't really worth adding to my findings on the other one or anything, you know what I mean? So I just hadn't bothered. But I've just woken up at, it was like 1:45 when I woke up today. It's now 2:37 a.m. And I've noticed that in Brazil, right now, there's like a fully blown war between the authorities and the drug civilians, I'll say, because they're like gang members usually. This is happening in Rio de Janeiro. There's something like more than 80 people being killed when I last checked the updates, and something like 60 arrests, I think it were, and that'll be an underreporting, I reckon, to be both numbers probably, and something like 40. It was saying 40 fully automatic rifles have been seized. Again, I think that'll be underreported. But as you all know, we've got the war in Ukraine going on. We've had like wars, well, forever in the Middle East, but like recently, Middle East been erupting a bit with Israel and Hamas, for example, and things like that. And it's just making me think, right? So much stuff going on, like negative in the world, that like, where is this running to? Where's it gonna go? Unless people like really, and I mean worldwide, change their psyche, because I understand that people need to eat. So, for example, in places like Brazil, where you get really poverty, stricken people that have no real choice but to, for example, sell drugs for drug cartels or whatever. Same in other Latin American countries and throughout the world, I guess. And there's always going to be a demand for stuff like that too. But like, it just makes me wonder, like, all these negative sort of things going on, like, where are we going in the world? We're gonna literally go for, we're gonna be self-destructing at some point, because basically, last thing I want to do, and I'm not really too bothered about my own particular life, because I've been through a lot in my life, good and bad, and but basically, I had a little girl just short of 2 years ago, and it's made me grow up a lot in my mind, you know. And basically, last thing I want to do is leave my little girl, you know, a shit place to live, or an apocalyptic mess. And I'm sure that other parents in the world can agree with me on that. So yeah, just part of my video log. But yeah, where exactly are we heading here? You know, are we gonna try and sort the world out, or are we just gonna destroy it more? Peace, everyone. One love.